Hi guys, welcome to this session on ChatGPT. In this module, I want to show you some cool tricks that you might not be aware of that you can utilize when you are working with ChatGPT. So the first one, when you type a prompt in the box here, you are going to get a history coming down this left-hand side. If I click on that one, you can see this is a chat history that I've already had, this one and this one. But what happens if I don't want a history like that to be displayed? If I create a new chat, what you have in the top right hand corner is this little symbol which allows you to create what's called a temporary chat, which doesn't record the history, so it won't appear over on the left hand side. So this is a temporary chat, and if I ask it something, so I'll just say list top football teams in UK, for example, and then it should do that. Be interesting what it puts. So there it's coming down with the top football teams and listing them there, like so. There is no history of that question over there. So if I want to copy this, I can copy this and I can just move on and ask a new question. So that's the first little tip. The next little tip is you can customize how you interact with ChatGPT. So to do that, if I go onto the profile icon and get into customize ChatGPT, this will give me some options, and I'll just click OK to that. So first one is what is your name or nickname? Well, my name's Steve. What do you do? IT trainer. And what sort of prompts do you want to use for ChatGPT? So how should it respond to your questions? So these are sort of traits. If I come down a little bit, you can pick on one of these. So witty, I will pick on that one actually. So you can have it coming back with some nice humorous comments. And you can also give it some extra information down the bottom here. Always use bullet lists like so. And then there are more options further down under this advanced tab. You can take these on or off. And then it's got this enable for all new chats, which is on. And then I'm going to save that. And then you can test it out. So list Saxon kings. See what it does. So it's doing a numbered list, but there's a bullet list, and it's listing all the Saxon kings. And it's going a bit further on than just the Saxon kings because these are Danes. The next little tip is what happens when you've got too much information on the screen and the ChatGPT is going a bit off track a little bit. You might want to delete some of these chats. You can click on these ellipses at the end there and you can delete individual chats, but you may have quite a few, so you might want to go into settings to delete chats. If I go onto the profile icon again and come into settings, the big red button at the bottom says delete all. You can do that obviously, but you can also customize this a little bit. So you've got this show for follow-up suggestions. You can toggle that on or off. You can toggle this on or off. So you're focusing chat GPT specifically rather than coming back with information from all these other chats, because that's what it will do. It'll try and learn from that. You've got this option here where you can clear all the saved memory off so it doesn't do that. You can knock that on or off. It's totally up to you. And then close that off and you're back to your main screen. ChatGPT has a voice facility, so you can actually talk to it. If you click on this little icon, it will load up and then it will speak to you depending on what you say. Hello,
Hello, how can I help you today?
Just a minute. Now, if you want to change that voice, you've got these little icons in the top right hand corner.
Hey, I'm ready to hit the ground running. So if there's any
Hey, what's up? Feel free to ask me about anything that's on your mind.
So
I'm ready to go.
you come through
Hi
this.
there. Nice to meet you.
Hello, it's lovely to meet you. If there's anything you need, please don't hesitate to let me know.
So I
I'm
quite like
here to
that one.
help.
I'll start a new chat with that one. Hello. When was the first recorded King of England?
The first recorded King of England is generally considered to be Ethelstan, who reigned from 924 to 939 AD. He was the first monarch to effectively rule over a unified England, bringing together various smaller kingdoms. Before him, there were rulers of different parts of what is now England, but Ethelstan is recognised as the first king of a united England.
Excellent, thank you. There is another setting that you can utilize if you go up to your icon and go back into settings. This is if you want to stop ChatGPT learning from your prompts or sharing what you've typed or asked across the actual whole system. You can go into data controls and you can turn this feature off. So basically, it's going to learn as it does, learn from questions and answers, and then share that across with everybody else. So you would just turn that off, and then nobody else is going to get that information from you. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to click on done and come out of this. You can connect your ChatGPT to different services like Google Drive or OneDrive in Microsoft. This is how you do it. Again, you're clicking on the profile icon and you're going into settings. Once you're in settings, down this left hand side, you've got connected apps. If you click on there, you can see a list of connected apps. Now, I've already connected mine, so you can just click on these to connect. But if I close this, what this will allow me to do is add a file from my computer. So if I click on this little plus, you've got add file, and then it will give me access to my file. So I've got some training files here and one called pivot, which I'll open up. So that's a pivot table. So in there's multiple sheets, but I'm going to give it a prompt using the sheet called raw data. List the salesperson with the most sales, say. Let's see what it comes up with. So it's coming back with looking at raw data and it's telling me Janet Taylor has the most sales, and that's the figure it's picking up from the Excel spreadsheets. Once you connect to these apps, you can then pull data up and interrogate that data. Another cool feature that you've got with ChatGPT is these tools that you get at the bottom there. If I type in something, a prompt or something at the top, like list German kings of England, which there are quite a few, I could use this tools feature and get it to search the whole web for an answer like that, or I could click on that one and get it to run a deep search and then press enter and it will do that. And I can close that one off again. And you can get it to think longer. If you think it's coming back too quick with an answer, you can get it to think a little bit longer. All of these are just different options at the bottom here on tools that you can utilize. There is another feature that you've got inside of this chat box here. So I've just got that prompt there, lists German kings of England. In tools, with all the other things, you've got this write or code option, which will activate what's called the canvas feature. If I click on that, so when I press enter, it will open up a canvas for me. So you've got two sides of the screen now. So it's listing all the kings, the German kings of England, and down the right hand side there you've got your prompt still. So this is all the sort of stuff that you can do there. So you can highlight different things and ask a question on that. So if I type in there and put 18th century only, see what happens there. And now it's coming in with the kings from the 18th century only. So you've basically got your prompt here and you've got the actual canvas on the right side of the screen there. When you're finished with this, you can just close that down and you come back into the normal screen as you would see before. So that's called Canvas, and it's part of the tools down the bottom here when you click on Write or Code. So that's all I want to talk about on this little video. Some of the cool tips that you can utilize when you're using ChatGPT. So hopefully this video has been of use. Thank you for your time, and I'll catch you on the next one.